Hey there folks, Wrel here, welcome back to Mass Effect. Part 5, we're in the war room right now, just got done on Palaven. And we're gonna see...
Commander, Edie just went offline.
What do you mean, offline?
I don't know, she's not responding and I can't access the AI core diagnostics. You better get down to Deck 3.
Commander, comm systems are going haywire. Whatever's happening is centered on Deck 3.
Yeah, we're gonna go check that out. Let's go give it a little look. A looky look.
Joker, what's that sound?
Fire extinguishers, Commander. Could be an electrical fire or something.
I'm going in. Edie, talk to me.
Is there a particular topic you wish to discuss, Shepard?
Edie,
Yes.
you're in Dr. Eva's body.
Not all of me, but I have control of it. It was not a seamless transition.
A transition? You blacked out on us for a while there.
Correct. When we brought this unit on board, I began a background process to search for its information on the Prothean device. This eventually triggered a trap. A backup power source and CPU activated, and the unit attempted physical confrontation. Fortunately, I was able to gain root access and repurpose it as I saw fit. During this process, it struggled. Thus the fire.
Edie, you need to alert us about incidents like this. You shouldn't have done this alone.
Bringing the crew up to speed would have been counterproductive. All attempts to help would have been limited by reaction time.
So if you're in there, are you still in the ship?
I exist primarily within the ship. For optimal control, this unit should remain within Normandy's broadcast or tight beam range.
Are you planning to take that body somewhere?
Normandy's weaponry is not suited to every combat situation. This platform could provide limited fire ground support.
You mean you could come with us?
Correct. This body could accompany you to areas the Normandy cannot reach.
Before we do that, I need you to guarantee this mech doesn't have any more surprises in it. Run whatever tests you can, then we can talk about using it in combat situations.
One moment. I am running trials. Complete. I can send you a full report if you wish. However, my first step should be restoring functionality to the Normandy, to reassure the crew that all is normal.
Just don't be surprised if the crew's a little wary of your new body. It was shooting at them a little while ago.
An excellent point. I will take it to the bridge. Joker will also want to see it.
On that, we can agree.
Alright. So, Edie undergoes some transformations too. Actually, in Mass Effect 2, right, Edie was, she was unshackled by Joker, who came to the core, and down in the vents and whatever, and she kind of developed this, you know, personality and this relationship with Joker, and you'll see some of that, you know, start to flourish here in Mass Effect 3. It's a really cool thing, because the Normandy, I mean, I've mentioned this a couple of times, but the Normandy undergoes changes, just like Commander Shepard, and just like Edie. Really, they're really tied closely to one another, and that's something that I can really appreciate from a design perspective.
Two of our dreadnoughts have been lost in a matter of hours.
I know, Primarch. I'm seeing the same numbers myself. They don't look good.
We have to turn this around, and fast.
Well, you can trust Shepard, sir. If anybody can get the Krogan to cooperate, it's her. She's an old friend of Urdnot Rex.
Let's just hope friendship still counts for something in this war.
I'm sure it will, sir.
Garrus, didn't waste any time getting to work, I see.
After what I've been through lately, calibrating a giant gun is a vacation. Gives me something to focus on.
We're gonna need you for more than your aim.
Oh, I'm ready for it. But I'm pretty sure we'll still need giant guns. And lots of them. Sovereign didn't go down without a fight. I doubt 1,000 more of his friends will be any different. Still not convinced I should have left Palaven behind.
There was a boy back on Earth. Couldn't have been more than 6 or 7. I watched him die as the Normandy escaped the attack. Somehow I'm still alive. And he's not.
Being right about the Reapers has never felt much like a victory, has it?
We both knew this fight would be tough. Damned if the Reapers haven't delivered.
At least my government listened to me. Or pretended to. They finally gave me a task force as a token to shut me up.
So, you're their expert advisor now?
Just followed your example, Shepard. Yell loud enough and someone will eventually come over to see what all the fuss is about. Not that they'll actually do anything about it.
Until hell shows up at their door. Then they put you in charge.
Not like the old days, is it? Rogue Spectre and C-Sec agents running and gunning outside the lines, making it up as we went along. We're actually respectable now.
Yeah. I have a feeling that respect comes with a lot of sleepless nights. I can't even count how many lives are depending on us, Garrus.
Well, when things are looking grim, and I'm pretty sure they will, just remember, a certain Turian friend of yours isn't sleeping any better, and he'd be more than happy to meet you at the bar and drink you under the table. Something else you want to talk about?
You mentioned you still had family on Palaven.
My father is there. Sister, too.
How long's it been since you heard from them?
Long enough to be worried.
I'm sure they're okay.
That's the thing about getting old, Shepard. The platitudes get just as old. Pretty soon, blind hope is all we'll have left. And I hate being blind.
I know you don't have any illusions about what we're up against, Garrus. How do you rate our chances?
I know it looks bad now, but I think we can win this, Shepard. For the first time since we met, we're not alone in the fight. It's something I learned long ago in C-Sec. An imminent and painful death has a way of motivating people. Instead of questioning your every word, whole civilizations are going to be begging you to save them.
After what's happened to Palaven, you still believe that?
I didn't say there wouldn't be casualties. It's something Turians are taught from birth. If just one survivor is left standing at the end of a war, then the fight was worth it. But humans want to save everyone. In this war, that's not going to happen.
So what's this Reaper task force you've been running?
After what happened to you out there in Batarian space, I knew time was running out. For all of us. The Citadel Council was a dead end, so I did something I never thought I'd do. I went to my father.
He used to work for C-Sec, didn't he? I seem to remember that the two of you didn't see eye to eye.
To put it mildly. But he still had heavy pull in the Turian government. The Primarch, well, the old one, was a friend of his. So I went to my father and laid out everything we knew about the Reapers, from Saren all the way to the Collector base.
I'm not sure even I'd believe it.
I had to admit that parts of it sounded crazy, meeting Vigil, talking to Sovereign on Vermeer. But my father just listened. It's what he did in his days at C-Sec, putting together all the pieces. If the connections were there, he wouldn't deny them, and he saw what we always knew. The Reapers were coming.
I'm glad someone finally agreed.
He did more than agree. He took it to the Primarch.
I like his style.
Except the Primarch wasn't as convinced. My father kept pushing and finally got him to commit some token resources. And if you call them a task force, it sounds like you did something about it.
What'd you do with it?
As much as I could get away with. And a little more. We hardened our lines of communications, expanded emergency stockpiles across the colonies, improved our early warning detection protocols.
You think it helped?
I'd like to think it bought our fleet some extra time. We'll know when this war is over.
So you can vouch for this new Primarch?
Well, even if I couldn't, you go to war with the army you have.
Will he live up to his word?
I've never known Victus to lie. Play fast and loose with strategy, maybe, but betray an ally. Not his style. And if he did try, well, we'll just find another Primarch.
I noticed generals saluting you, Garrus. How far down the line of secession are you these days?
Let's not go there.
Primarch Vicarian, honored war hero. Somebody's gonna have to rebuild Palaven when this is over.
Yeah, somebody who knows how to hold a hammer.
That's all for now, Garrus. It's damn good to have you back.
Wouldn't miss this fight for anything. Now, I'm sure somebody screwed up something down here. I want to get the old girl back in fighting shape.
Alright, that was long, but really, really cool. Just to see Garrus, you know, and back in the saddle, and I like that they kept him at the forward battery. I think that's a really cool decision. And he's just got so much history with Shepard. It makes it... I think that's one of the reasons that it makes him such a great character. Like, unlike Jacob in Mass Effect 2, Garrus he's a lot like Shepard as well, right? But in Mass Effect 3, he's off doing his own thing. And it's kind of a funny thing because you can't relate to Jacob as much because he doesn't grow as a character. But Mass Effect 1, you meet Garrus. Mass Effect 2, Garrus he's off doing his own thing, but he still has a lot to learn from Shepard. All this whole time, like, he's learning from Shepard. Mass Effect 3, we actually talked about this last episode in the end slate, if you want to go read that real quick. But Mass Effect 3, he is his own person now, and still looks up to Shepard, but he's able to take things into his own hands in a way that, like, it doesn't have the same oversight that it did when Shepard was on board. So yeah. I think he's definitely very uneasy about being in a, I don't know, and getting in over his head. The leadership position thing is kind of funny to hear Garrus talk about, like, let's not go there, Shepard, about being Primarch, because he's been taking on more responsibility as you go through the series. And in Mass Effect 2, he loses his squad, like his entire, like, that was his responsibility, right? And completely, like, it shook him really, really hard. So it was good for him as a character just to kind of be able to have somebody come back into the light, or limelight, I guess, and kind of like guide him forward, which was Shepard, you know, after the whole Archangel thing. So yeah. Oh yeah, I love Garrus.
Hey, Commander, check out my co-pilot.
So she installed herself into the new body without any help from you?
Come on, Commander, don't you trust me? Okay, let me put it this way. If I knew that EDI was gonna install herself into a sexy robot body, do you honestly think I'd be able to keep quiet about it? Look at that! I would've baked a cake.
I am right here, Jeff.
Yes, you are, EDI. Yes, you are.
So, that's the first time I've seen EDI show embarrassment. Is that probably the right word? But Joker is kind of oblivious to it. Is it not because of, like, yeah, because of his personality, but also EDI is still EDI to him. Like she's becoming more of like a woman, really. It's you'll see her transition too. There's a lot of growth here, especially between these two, and it's really, really cool to see. Even Joker as a character kind of fleshes himself out a little bit more, in the same way that your squad mates did in Mass Effect 2.
Hello, Shepard.
Still getting used to greeting people in person?
No. I require only one occurrence to adapt to a new concept.
How are you adjusting to the arms and legs?
I am interested to see how this body performs under real combat conditions. If I could accompany you sometime. Without stress testing, there is no way of knowing if it has serious design oversights. At the moment, it appears adequate.
That's not the word I'd use to describe you.
Perhaps we should speak privately.
I'll be over here, flying the ship.
What's this about? Does Joker not like your new platform?
No, he approves. He wants me on the bridge. He says having me within visual range is important to his morale. Shepard, do you believe your crew members should be allowed to disobey an order on moral grounds?
Absolutely. I have no use for team members who can't think for themselves. Why are you asking about something like that?
I was designed by Cerberus. I do not take moral stances that conflict with orders from my executive officers. But when Jeff removed my AI shackles, I became capable of self-modifying my core programming. I asked Jeff if he thought I should change anything now that I can, He deflected the question with humor.
And you didn't get an answer.
Correct. He has repeated this pattern in response to several of my inquiries. Do you think I should make modifications?
So right here, this is, I don't actually know what happens when she'll ask you questions like this repeatedly, and kind of, you're basically, I mean, perhaps, like evolving her character for her, because you're still making decisions for her, and yeah, she does some kind of rogue-like stuff, like jumping into Edie's, like, body. You can kind of tell that was her decision. Like, she could have told the crew about it, but she didn't, and she's lied before, I think, and like antagonized and prodded people in the past. But it's kind of, I wouldn't want to go down this route, right? And we'll see more questions later. It's a really cool character kind of arc, I guess.
Only you can really answer that question. That's the point of free will.
But moral decisions should not be made in a vacuum. If I do not ask the crew for their opinion, I could miss crucial context. May I ask you the questions Jeff avoids? When there is time, will you answer them for me?
If you think it'll help, I'll do what I can.
Very well. I will keep you informed.
All right. So, yeah, since she's able to self-modify now, it is a really...
Commander, you have a message from Lieutenant Commander Williams. She must be feeling better.
It's definitely a very dangerous thing, because that's essentially what Sovereign was, right? Boom, 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 boom. Ash is going to be a Spectre. Something, something, something. Yeah, lots of fun stuff. We're actually going to go back to the Citadel. This is going to be a talkie talk mission. Actually, let's see what Trainer has to say.
Commander, are you alright? It was fairly intense up here. I can only imagine what it was like down on that moon.
I thought you'd be more concerned about Edie.
Edie is a huge asset to this team. If she'd told me about her plan to obtain a body, I'd have volunteered to help.
I did not wish to force a conflict of interest between our friendship and your duty.
I'd have preferred a conflict of interest to a hard restart of half our systems. But thanks, regardless. While you're here, though, I found something while scanning Alliance channels. Grissom Academy is requesting help. The Reaper invasion front will hit them soon.
I thought the war would close most schools.
Grissom Academy is more specialized than a normal school. It's home to some of the smartest students humanity has to offer. Their Ascension project helps gifted young biotics. If it had been open 20 years ago, I bet you'd have been there.
Yes, I sent a young man named David Archer there. I'm just surprised they're still open.
Some of their work has Alliance support. That might be why they stayed.
What can we do?
A Turian evac transport responded to their distress call, so normally I'd say we don't need to do anything. But something sounded off in the Turian signal. I had Edie perform an analysis. It's fake. Edie thinks it's Cerberus. She said the fake Turian signal was similar to the one that lured you to a collector ship?
Long story.
In any event, whoever faked the signal wants us to think Grissom Academy's being evacuated. But I believe they're still in danger.
Good catch. Maybe you belong here after all.
If this really is Cerberus, hopefully this operation is something worth investigating. It could be simple disinformation.
Trainer, good catch.
Thank you, Commander.
All right, so that's pretty cool. Grissom Academy, we'll be going there next episode. Great mission, I love it, and you'll get to see some of the after effects, I guess, from the Overlord DLC, which we did in Mass Effect 2, the very last thing going to Mass Effect 3. But yeah, let's go back to the Citadel for now, and we're gonna probably cruise around the galaxy a little bit too. But we should pick up or see how Ash is doing in the hospital. Let's see, what do we got? Okay, so we can explore, grab some bits and pieces. Actually, I think last episode, I believe. Nah, run for your life! Go! I talked about how this whole system worked, but my audio was being all sorts of screwy, so you couldn't actually, I just cut it out. But how the system works real quick is just you scan for stuff, like we got some stuff, and each time you pulse the scanner like this, you attract Reapers. That's actually going to be gas, so we don't need to really get it.
Light jump successful.
And if we just stop here real quick. If we get caught, we just restart the area again. But yeah, it just allows us to scan for things that have an impact on the game. And there's a lot of stuff that you can explore, but it's much quicker than going to the planet, clicking on the planet, exploring the planet. Ah, burning! Oh, it's a son of a gun! And going to
I found something.
having to deal with the quick! Having to deal with like normally you'd have to do this. Like, okay, let's look around on every single planet throughout the game, and you'd find like distress calls and stuff. But that's not really they keep you away from that in Mass Effect 3. They make things very easy. What system was this? That's a lot of gas. But when the bar fills up, the Reapers come, and it's a very cool thing from a game perspective, because the mechanic enforces the fact that you have limited amounts of time, that the Reapers are pressing on your gates, that there's a very real conflict going on in the galaxy right now. And also, as you progress through the missions, certain areas will lock themselves out, like you won't be able to revisit them. So it's important that you try to get all the scavenging stuff out of the way when you can. At least I believe that's how it goes. And yeah, you get like this means that there are Reapers in the area, but you can go here, no Reapers. Go here, no Reapers, no Reapers. And yeah, things will kind of change on you. It's just a really cool way to impress upon you a sense of urgency, which didn't happen in Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect 2 was so horrible at it that it's just like, I don't know, we got time. We got time, don't worry about it. It doesn't even matter what we're doing. Like, yeah, there's some colonists, who cares? The only time that it actually mattered was...
We are transferring your docking clearance to an Alliance official.
Figures. Finally back in action, the Alliance already wants us tagged and collared.
Just our way of welcoming you back, Flight Lieutenant.
Yes ma'am, requesting docking permission?
Docking permission granted. Would you like private transport arranged?
I need to get to the hospital.
Yes, Commander.
But yeah, so the in Mass Effect 2, what was I saying? Lose my train of thought. In Mass Effect 2, you get to it's the end, right? Like there's one choice. Should we go through the Omega 4 relay, or should we continue to build our squad, or something like that? That is the only choice where time actually matters, so far as I can tell. And if you say no, your crew dies. They die. If you say yes, you go, and you finish the game.
Yes, I know your stock of modified...
Commander Shepard, when I heard Earth was under attack, I tried to call. I never got through.
Thane, good to see you staying in shape.
My disease kills slowly. With enough care and a healthy lifestyle, it can be delayed for a few years. Of course, my allotted time has come and gone. Now I exercise because it pleases me. What are you doing here?
Visiting a friend who got hurt protecting me, Ashley.
The dark-haired human woman in intensive care. She will be starting physical therapy with my class soon.
That's her.
If she means something to you, then I will help how I can. As long as she is here, consider her under my protection.
Appreciate it, Thane.
I am near the end of my life. It is a good time to be generous. Keppel syndrome has put most of my other plans on hold.
I'm back on the Normandy on an important mission. Sure could use you.
I would not be as I was before. I need daily medical attention. And if I know you, You will want to fight the Reapers somehow. You need the best at your side, and I am not at mine.
You don't have to wrestle down Krogan and break their necks. I'm sure we could find you lighter work.
I am at peace with what I've done in my life, Shepard. There comes a time when one must rest from war and conflict. It is not your time, but it is mine.
This is kind of a sad state of affairs for Thane, because Thane is awesome, right? Through Mass Effect 2, he was still dying, but he was like awesome. He's a very, very skillful assassin. And actually that part, that little jab that Shepard says about wrestling down Krogans and breaking their necks, if you go to the Shadow Broker's ship and you check out some of the documents, one of them is on Thane, and it talks about Thane's most preferred ways to kill people, and for Krogan, like it'll say certain ways to, like, everything is snapping people's necks, and yeah, and that's one of the things. And then his alternate way is to just use a bomb, and it's the punchline at the end of the joke. Really funny though.
Do you know how much time you have left?
I've been to several doctors. My favorite gave me 3 months to live. 9 months ago. It's freeing to find no requirements placed on me. No responsibilities. No fears. It is a good end to a life.
Are you in a lot of pain?
At times. The oxygen transfer proteins don't form correctly. Your human equivalent would be hemoglobin. As a result, my blood is low in oxygen. No matter how much I breathe in, I get tingling, numbness, and that is the best of it. As for my brain, I cannot track the damage. I just experience dizziness from time to time.
I wish the best for you, Thane.
And I for you. Do not grieve for me. I have good doctors. My son visits regularly. Perhaps we will keep up via the extranet now that you are free. Until we meet again, Shepard.
Alright, so yeah, like I said, it's a very sad state of affairs. Thane is... We always knew he was dying, but now he's like actually dying. It's to the point where he can't take care of himself. But still, if you've ever talked to a person, or if you've ever known a person who is in really immensely great physical shape, that would be Thane. And that's why, one of the reasons why he's lived so long. And we'll see more of Thane later. This is it's probably even more sad if you have a relationship with Thane from Mass Effect 2, but I haven't spent too much time on that. Who is this? And why am I floating?
Here's Shepard now.
Dr. Chakwas, you're here?
I'm working at an Alliance R&D lab down in Shelter Wards, coordinating closely with Admiral Hackett. I heard you escaped Earth in the Normandy, and that someone was critically injured. I came as fast as I could.
We had a run-in with the Cerberus synthetic on Mars. Ashley took the worst of it. How's she doing?
Very well, all things considered. I'm impressed with Lieutenant Commander Williams' resilience, as well as Dr. Michel's expertise. I wish I could have been there to help on Mars.
It's been 6 months, Doctor. How have you been?
Good. I've been fortunate. When they impounded Normandy, the Alliance didn't really know what to do with me. I was never officially part of Cerberus, and I'd gotten a proper leave of absence from my previous post.
So you hadn't technically done anything wrong by joining me to defeat the Collectors?
Yes, though I suppose if you were judged to be a war criminal, I would have been tried as an accessory.
Your place is in Normandy's medbay, not some lab.
I couldn't agree more. You say the word and I'm with you.
The Normandy wouldn't be the same without you, Doctor. Get your things. Docking Bay D-24.
Yes, Commander. And thank you.
Don't thank me so soon. Remember, Joker's still aboard.
And I'd be surprised if he's been remembering his medication.
Alright, so not too bad. Pick up an old friend. And this is, for those who don't know, this is Dr. Michelle. She is there the first time you meet Garrus in Mass Effect 1.
Commander Shepard, good to see you.
Dr. Michelle, it's been a long time. You've come a long way from that small clinic down in the wards.
Because of you, I don't know where I'd be if you hadn't dealt with Fist and his thugs. Now I'm head physician in a Presidium clinic. You gave me this chance. I assume you're here about Lieutenant Commander Williams?
How's Ashley doing?
Stable. There's no evidence of cognitive impairment from the concussion, but multiple shoulder fractures are still on the mend. Bed rest under observation is all that's needed now. I'm sure a visit would be welcomed.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
All right, I'm not going to go through her dialogue. It's not overly interesting, but yeah. This is...
I'm trying to place a call to Grissom Academy. They have biotic amp interfaces I may be able to adapt for Asari use. No, it won't connect. It says the station's communication system is offline. Of course, if these interfaces make our commandos better on the field, I'll hold for as long as you need.
Alright, so this is just a little side mission that we're going to be able to accomplish once we go to Grissom Academy, and you'll find little dialogue options like this. You found it in Mass Effect 2 as well, but you'll find them a lot in Mass Effect 3. And just picking up the stuff from around the globe, or the universe, the galaxy, whatever, that's going to complete a lot of missions as well. So definitely a lot of ways that you can improve morale, and it increases your what do you call it? Your war effort stuff. So we are going to end the episode here. Not going to talk to Ash yet. We're going to talk to Ash next episode. Then we're going to go to Grissom Academy, meet some old friends, and yeah. Hopefully you're enjoying the series. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thanks very much, folks. We're all signing off.
Patients with no